But first of all, let's cross over to the Bomas of Kenya, where the National Dialogue Committee is having its sitting. Currently speaking is one of the co-chair, Kalonzo Musyoka. Let's first of all listen in.
To hear from you and to also thank you for the role you've been playing as per your mandate. And your input in this process is very, very important, particularly matters touching on the constitution, the law, the rule of law, and perhaps lending technical support to this committee. I think co-chairs, it will be very, very important to take that offer, because at some point, some of the recommendations might touch on constitutional, legal, administrative, or policy changes. So your support in that regard will be most welcome. But I wanted to just get your thinking on three issues, particularly touching on three articles of our Constitution. It's Article 88, 4H, Article 43, and Article 21. I think I'll start with Article 43, which is one of the issues before us, touching on the cost of living. And this is a matter that is touching every Kenyan. We've listened to different groups. We've listened to the workers, the employers are coming. We've listened to the youth, the religious leaders, and all stakeholders. The public outcry is about the high cost of living. Many Kenyan families cannot put food on the table because of the high cost of living. Of course, there are those who are in government who are saying this economic situation is not just a local issue, it's a global issue, it's a global problem, so maybe nothing much can be done about it. But when you look at the provision of Article 43, it gives certain rights to every Kenyan, the socio-economic rights to be free from hunger. And as I've said, there are very many Kenyan families who are sleeping hungry because of the high cost of food and electricity and everything else. When you look at Article 21, that article makes it a fundamental duty of the state to ensure realization of those socioeconomic rights under Article 43. So it's not just something that should be taken as maybe that depends on the generosity of the state. It is actually a fundamental duty of the state to ensure realization and enjoyment of these rights. And Article 43 makes it even more clearly that the state shall take legislative, policy, and other measures to ensure a realization of those rights guaranteed under Article 43. We are happy that yourself and LSK, and we have people like Senator Umtata who have gone to court on this issue, and other stakeholders to see how these matters can be addressed. Because through certain policy measures taken by the Kenya Kwanza government, including increasing of taxes, VAT from 8% to 16% on fuel, that has really pushed up the cost of fuel in Kenya. When you look at electricity also, I think there's been a 63% increment. And for ordinary tokens, what someone used to pay last year for an ordinary household, I think what they are getting from the token is less than half, meaning the cost of living has actually doubled. And when you look at the token, we're not just talking of VAT. VAT, of course, is a big component of that. You also have the fuel energy charge, you have the forex charge, you have the EPRA charge, you have the Warma charge, you have the rep charge. These are endless. Yesterday I gave the example of the fuel. On fuel alone, apart from increasing VAT, we have almost 16 other levies and taxes. This has made the cost of living spiral out of control for many Kenyans. My question to you is, because I've listened to your presentation and I didn't hear much in terms of specific suggestions as to what needs to be done Or do we just agree with our colleagues in Kenya Kwanza that this is a global problem and there's nothing can be done? I would like to hear from you on that. The other issue is that of Article 88, where IEBC is supposed to facilitate. I think when IEBC appeared before us, their position, but under Article 88(4), the Commission is responsible for conducting, supervising elections, and they are supposed under Article 88(4)(h) to ensure facilitation of the observation, monitoring, and evaluation of elections. I think when they appeared before us, they were very clear that yes, they have facilitated observation. They are observers, of course, they're external.
At the Bomas, the National Dialogue Committee, Eugene Wamalwa there, having a number of questions, but today we are expecting that the Law Society of Kenya will be making their submissions, and among them they will be talking about, they are proposing for the audit of the 2022 general election to clear doubt on the results of the 2022 election. They are also talking about the need to reconstitute IEBC in due time, and also on the issue of boundaries delimitation. But Eugene Wamalwa there talking about the high cost of living and some of the taxes that the Kenyans are currently paying, as attributing them to the skyrocketing high cost of living. But we'll be getting to that a little bit later, and also in our subsequent bulletin.